Patreon member shout out. This is 10% luck, it's 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, and 50% pain, but 100% reason to remember the name. This is 10%. Hey guys, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez. I'm coming at you today with a Veve NFT Omi update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. If not, welcome back. I love you all. I just farted. I'm so sorry. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. So, I cost myself, most likely, an extra $800 today. Actually, a little bit more than that, because I had to pay for the fees as well. So, I don't know what, I haven't used any escrow services. I know with everything, some people are more trusted than others. Same way with like insurance companies, whatever. I'm not in that space. I can't tell who's legit, who's not. I'm sure there are a bunch of people that are legit that just want to help. But obviously we all know, we've all heard stories about people getting scammed. I was trying to buy a H.I.M before, and the guy was like, hey, even on like his profile, I was like, hey, message me, this is my Telegram, selling for cheap. Had an agreement for USDC, $2,600 for him, for US dollar coin or trading dollars, and I was kind of into it. If it was somebody like that was a public figure, like a Wendy or a Ray Fixie, or somebody that's like really big out there, that's publicly known, their face is known, like, okay, I'd do it. Took me to this group, and again, it may or may not have been legit. I just didn't feel comfortable, so instead of me paying $2,600 for a H.I.M, I paid 3,400 gems for a H.I.M, which of course, putting all that money in there, every time I put get 350 gems, cost me $380. I don't know if it's from the app or from my bank, whatever, but I did it. So it actually probably cost me around, I don't know, 3,700. But why I did this, I think, is important, because if you go and you take a look at the Veve app and you go and say, okay, Donnie has 150 mints. Out of those 150 mints on there, we have what? We have 13 of them for sale. I'll actually tell you guys right now exactly what we have. I'm sorry, we have 8 for sale. 8 for sale, and about $37,000 for that Donnie, for the cheapest one. Now, again, why does this matter? Because there's 150 of him, of Donnie, and there's 300 mints of him. So let's just say, for instance, that Donnie and him had the equal amount of popularity. No one is more awesome than the other. They were both around the same time, equal amount of popularity. And that's definitely not the case, but for argument's sake, let's say it is. With double the amount of mints for him as there are Donnie, then I would say that the price should be about 50%. But it's not. The price of him, at least when I bought it yesterday at 2,600 gems, was about, it was like 8% of what Donnie was. I was like, I looked at it today, I was like, oh, and the next cheapest one is 3,400 gems, so I just bought that. So not only now the next cheapest one, after I just bought that, not only were there a bunch of different, not only were there 14 of H.I.Ms in the market, now there are only 12, but now the floor is from 2,600 to 3,400, to now this H.I.M is listed at 3,800. So I've risen the floor about 1,200. If you guys want to know, I'm sorry, but I think this is stupid undervalued. I think that this should be no less than $10,000 just because of how rare it is. It is technically Series 2, but it's in Season 1. These guys of Powerpuff Girls, these are stupid rare, stupid limited amounts of number. I don't know if these can go to OpenSea. I don't know if these are something that are going to be able to, even if they are, it's not going to be right away. Like the Kazakhs or probably the Mondos, that digital art, that will most likely get to OpenSea first. This, if it does, won't be right away. But I've seen this in Pokemon before. I've seen this in other things, just high-end collectibles in general. When there's a small amount, and now there's only 12 left, there's definitely going to be a lot of people. Again, nostalgia is a big factor here. And what I said before, let's say if Donnie and him were equal, they are not. Him was the first, Donnie might have been the first transgender horse or character in Cartoon Network, but him was the first cross-dressing character that I can remember in, at least on Cartoon Network. I know SpongeBob did. I think Powerpuff Girls did it beforehand. Anyway, I did that because I've seen this before. All it takes is a couple of people, because again, Donnie was only really out the last couple of years, where him's 20 years old, or 20 plus years old. I've seen this before. I know it's stupid undervalued. I can't go in and sweep the floor. I can't go in and say like, oh, I'm just going to spend 20 grand and get the next, 5 of him. I can't. But, next week when I get paid for selling other Pokemon cards, I might get another one. And again, I'm just letting you guys know what I'm doing. It's probably stupid of me to tell you guys, and maybe the owners of him like, no, jack these prices up, because they will eventually. But I'm just letting you guys know exactly what I'm doing. I don't want to seem like shady and be like, oh, by the way, I did this. I will be streaming tomorrow at 12:15 Eastern Standard Time to talk about more OMI stuff, exactly why I'm selling all of my Bitcoin when I'm selling it, and how much Pokemon cards I'm selling. I actually do have a little bit of Bitcoin left, so I can make another purchase probably later this week, but my 99th millionth OMI will be there tomorrow. For outside of that, again, I could have saved myself an extra $800, probably $900, but I didn't. Comment down below if you have ever used one of those escrow services, if you ever got screwed by one, if they work, if things are good. I haven't done any of this yet, so shout out to Nomad with Guitar, who is buying this first edition PSA 10 Arcanine, where there's, again, in Pokemon cards, it is a little different, because if you don't want a first edition, you don't have to get a first edition. It's the same artwork, just doesn't have that stamp. If you don't want a perfect PSA 10, you can get a 9. There are so many other options for the first edition, unlimited. If you go to the original set, you have Shadowless, you have 10s, 9s, 8s, hollows, and all that. If you don't want to do that, if you don't want to pay these stupid prices for the upper echelon, the top tier, you don't have to. But with Veve and these NFTs, you don't have that option. You don't have that option saying, you know what, I don't mind a little whitening or edge wear on the back of my card that I'm not looking for, so I can save myself $1,000. Do not have that option. You have to pay these prices, and guess what? People will. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing. I will get my 99. I'm not. The order is in. I should be getting it probably by later on tonight. I'm not going to stream tonight because I did have that stream earlier this morning. I had that 2-hour stream with Dan Lee. Definitely check that out. I've been doing some Earth 2 videos. But yeah, please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. And let me know if you guys are doing the same thing with floors. Like, if you think, I like Princess Bubblegum, I wouldn't try to raise the floor of her. But if you think anything else that you guys might want to do, like Bubbles I think is pretty undervalued also. Bubbles is even cheaper. Bubbles is only $1,700. Professor Utonium, there's even less of him than Bubbles, but Professor Utonium, so yeah, I could have saved myself even more money. I could have just got a Professor Utonium, a Bubbles, but I got another him because I think that has the more room to grow. Everyone say bye-bye to Dashi. Bye-bye, Dashi. I love you guys. Bye. Meow, 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 meow. Wow.